All right, Shalom. Brother Kabad back with another GMS lesson. GMS keep pushing. Before I go any further, I give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, REKAKWADASH. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, for teaching us this truth according to the Bible and rule well. Another Shalom, the artist sincere Akim, so at the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth through diligence and sincerity. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to title this lesson, but it's talking about the ICBM missiles, man. All right, and what can happen if they hit a city? Okay, and I'm gonna read one precept, and I'm gonna play the clip, and I'm gonna grab more precepts as needed, and Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. The vision is talking about the prophecies, all right, that are written within this book. You know, the scriptures tell you in Revelation. Matter of fact, let me get it real fast. Revelation 1. It says, Revelation 1 and 3 says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So that's why it's very important to read the scriptures, all right, and understand, comprehend, what you're reading, and understand the prophecy, which means to tell you before. And start with I had apostles and elders, a great millstone. We've been telling you that what World War III is on the rise, is going to happen, and that nuclear missiles are going to be shot off, man, in different parts of the world, but mainly here in America. And this video goes into what it would be like if just one was to hit, man. Okay? If just one is supposed to hit. Okay? It says back in Habakkuk 2 and 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, which is prophecy, the prophecies of the Bible, all right, for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. That's how you know we're at the end, is speaking loud and clear. Okay? World War III, all right? At the beginning of the year, people were scared, thinking it was going to be a draft, man. Okay? And that World War III was coming when the U.S. took out the Iranian second-in-command General Soleimani, I believe that was his name was. All right? It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. All right, and we telling you that these things are going to come according to the Bible. Okay, now you got Trump and America and going around trying to make peace deals with everyone, because the prophecy of the Bible is speaking, and it's going to come to pass. So without further ado, enough yapping. Let's play the clip.
It has been 2.5 years since I posted the trailer for my upcoming climate film, as many of you have noticed, and I have been working on it almost every day ever since. So it's really close, and thank you for your patience, and stay tuned. In the meantime, I do have something to share for you today. I generally reserve this channel for my own independent projects, but recently I've been working with the folks behind the Nobel Peace Prize. And not only have they been wonderful to work with in terms of support and creative freedom, but they have allowed me to post the video here on my channel. So thank you to them, and here's the film. Imagine for a moment the unimaginable happened. A major city is hit by a nuclear weapon. Now, no number could account for all the devastation that would result. But we can put a number on the deaths. At least we can make an educated guess based on our understanding of what nuclear blasts do to city structures and people. We'll assume the bomb is detonated in the air to maximize the radius of impact, as was done in Japan in 1945. But here we'll use an 800 kiloton warhead, a relatively large bomb in today's arsenals, and 100 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Upon detonation, a fireball as hot as the sun would expand to a radius of 800 meters. Those near the blast would be vaporized. And within a 2-kilometer radius, all buildings would likely be destroyed. And we'll assume that virtually no one survives inside this area, which, based on population density, would start the death tally at 120,000 people. As you move further away from ground zero, estimating deaths becomes more complicated. From as far away as 11 kilometers, the radiant heat from the blast would be strong enough to cause third-degree burns on exposed skin. And as you get closer to the blast, the heat becomes so intense that clothing, even skin, would ignite into flames. That said, most people in the city would be indoors or otherwise sheltered from direct exposure.
Grab a quick precepts, Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day that cometh, so this day hasn't came yet, it's coming. For behold, Malachi 4:1, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. The oven's pretty hot, you know. And these ovens only go up to what, about 400 or 500 degrees? It says, all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And why does it say all the proud? Because the Lord doesn't deal with a prideful person, man. You know, pride is when one turneth his mind, his heart, from his maker. Okay? And the Lord doesn't deal with that, man. Okay? Let's get it real fast. This is Sirach chapter 11, chapter 10, verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from God, and his heart is turned away from his maker. You see? Thinking that you've done everything on your own, achieved everything. You don't need God. You don't need the Most High Yahawah. Okay? And who's the most proud? Sleazy E, Esau, Edom, along with 2/3 of our people and these heathens. Okay? It says, and all that do wickedly, starting off with Esau, Edom, 2/3 of our people, the heathens, shall be stubble. And the day that, look, stubble is something that left after of a fire. Okay? It says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, as you see here on the screen, is what the guy was going into. It says, saith the Lord, Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Okay? And when there's nothing left, there's nothing to build upon, man. There's going to be nothing left to build upon here upon the shores of America, man, because the Lord is going to destroy this place, man. Okay? To tell you that Amos, the 9th chapter, the eyes of the Lord upon the sinful kingdom, and he will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Roughly paraphrasing. That's what's going to happen, man. All the proud, all the wicked, okay, going to be burnt to a crisp right along with it. You know? And this is prophecy speaking, man. Habakkuk 2 and 3. Okay? Let's play some more.
But the very structures that offered this protection would then become a cause of injury, as debris would rip through buildings and rain down on city streets. As a rough estimate, we can assume that half the people between 2 and 11 kilometers from the blast are killed, from burns, debris, smoke, collapsed buildings, and radiation sickness, which translates roughly into an additional 500,000 people. Many of these deaths will occur days, even weeks after the attack. Radiation sickness takes about a week to cause death. And much of the dust and ash produced from the explosion will be dangerously radioactive, especially if it originated near ground zero. and the distance the particles travel will depend on the wind and other factors. Now, since this simulation is of an airburst attack, it will produce significantly less radioactive fallout than ground attacks targeting missile silos or bunkers. So we'll go with a relatively small number of deaths outside the 11-kilometer range. If it were a surface blast, the fallout deaths could surpass all other deaths combined, but it's a very difficult number to predict. In theory, radiation deaths can be reduced.
Scribe quick precept. There's the second Ezra, and these are two of my favorites. Chapter 7, verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of the Most High. Despise means to hate. That is set before them. Set before who? The Israelites. Leviticus 26 and 46. For the Most High have given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Okay, now people are going to know then, as it tells you in Ezekiel, then should they know a prophet have been among them. All right, when the missiles drop and they're being burnt, okay, be alive to a crisp, okay, they're going to know. They're going to know, man, why that's happening to them. 2 Ezra 8 and 3. There be many created, but few shall be saved. All right, and that the ones that's going to be saved is the elect, man. Okay, tells you in Jeremiah 30 and 7, but he shall be saved out of it. Out of what? Jacob's trouble. Who's that talking about? The elect. Okay, so the elect is going to escape this judgment. Let's keep playing.
If people can avoid exposure to the fallout, especially during the critical first few days. Fallout shelters were common during the Cold War, but people rarely build shelters today. And schools no longer practice nuclear war drills. We generally talk less about surviving a nuclear attack. And in a way, it's good that we're less afraid of the bomb now that the Cold War is over. When nations are less on edge, the risk of accidents is arguably reduced. But nuclear weapons remain one of the great threats to humanity. And today, we're entering a new era in nuclear weapon history. Long-standing nuclear arms treaties are being reassessed, and countries big and small.
Let's grab two precepts. Where was I going to go? Thessalonians. Where is that at? This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. Okay, I started 5. But I started 1. But of the time and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. So the men of the Lord are going to know that the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. He's not going to catch the hopeful elect off guard, man. We're going to know. Okay, because we've been reading, studying. And the Lord gave us signs that he's going upon his arrival, man, around the time to expect him. Not the exact day, but we're living in the season of him coming back. All right, it says, here's the point, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, because that's what these nations are doing when they're trying to come together. By linking up nuclear treaties and deals to not have a nuclear war. All right, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, and that's the time that we're living in now. I just saw something, article where Sudan, okay, is linking up with Israel, okay. Might have been the U.S. I think it was Israel. But trying to, bring peace between each other, man. All right? It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not be able to escape. Yeah, when a woman's pregnant with a baby, okay, and them birth pains start coming, no contractions, and that baby's getting ready to come out, she can't stop that from happening, man. Just like the destruction that's coming to this place for all its wickedness, okay, is not going to be able to be stopped, man. All right. And, this is going to happen during World War III. That has been prophesied in the scriptures. Over 200,000 missiles are going to hit this place. Okay, arrows was there, talked about in the scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 11 and let's see, 14. It says the second woe is past, which is World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And we know that, man, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. The Lord has revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So we know these things are getting ready to come to pass, man.
Face the prospect of new arms races. In part because technology is emerging that may give one side a considerable strategic advantage, notably hypersonic weapons. Current nuclear missiles travel around the Earth at high altitudes, making them visible by radar earlier in their flight. Now, some hypersonic vehicles travel close to the Earth, through the atmosphere, at least 5 times the speed of sound, giving defending countries far less time to react. And remember that some of the most perilous moments during the Cold War occurred when countries maneuvered to reduce their opponent's reaction time. And the less time countries have to react, the more likely an accident will occur, or a rash judgment. And then you have smaller nukes that blur the line between conventional and nuclear weapons, providing a more slippery path to nuclear escalation. Now, for ordinary citizens, nuclear weapon policy may seem like a complex, even intimidating topic. But leaders often consider public perceptions when making policy. In many countries, voter opinion is an important factor. Whether you believe nuclear weapons have made the world safer or more dangerous, both sides generally agree that the bomb brings an unparalleled risk, and that there are things we can do to reduce the risk, like minimizing how many countries get the bomb, or scaling back Cold War arsenals, or stabilizing technology races, or pledging to never be the first one to strike. Such ideas have often resulted in signed treaties, some of which have held for decades. Some are at risk of expiring, and some just need a final push to become activated. By being steadfast in these efforts and not walking away from diplomatic achievements, we can continue the work of ensuring that this nightmare simulation never becomes a reality.
Yeah.
If you would like to learn about
is
specific
Zephaniah
policies
1
that could help reduce
and
the risk
18.
of nuclear war,
It says,
you can find links to resources in the video notes.
This is Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord. Okay, that was that. It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry bitterly. Okay, the mighty men. Esau. Okay, it's military. The day is a great day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Okay? That's what's going to happen when these missiles be shot off, man. Okay, when Yahawashi comes back in the chariots, it's going to be a very dark day, man. Okay? It says, I'll jump down to verse, let's see, I'm going to jump down to 18. It says, neither shall their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy remnants of all them that dwell in the land. And that's when the missiles touch down, man. That's when the missiles touch down, man. What's going to happen? Okay? And let's grab one last one. Let's go to Zechariah. Go to Zechariah. We all should know where I'm going to. Chapter 14. All right. Let's see here. This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. It says, and this shall be the plague, all right, these missiles, right, ICBMs, wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, which is a people before as a place, the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, okay, where their seed line is scattered. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, man. And that intense heat, that radiation heat, man, is going to burn away, man, while people are literally standing on their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Okay? And this is what the Lord has prescribed for the wicked ones of our people, as well as the wicked Esau, Edom, and the heathens, man. You know? And this is prophecy according to the Bible. Shalom.